Hey guys, this is NitroBex, and I got a first look at a device for you today. It's going to be on the HEATVAPE Invader Mini. That's right, I'm vaping in temp control mode right now. Let's go down to the desk and look at it. So, in the desk we got the box it comes in. Now the box it comes in, the mod's not in there, but it has a little strap around it. 2 seals to keep it shut, a little plastic insert, the instruction booklet which unfolds, and that's pretty much it. Now let's get into talking about this device, because this device is actually pretty interesting. It takes a single 18650 which loads from the bottom. You have a 510 on top. You have a display screen, and at first look it can be hard to figure out where the buttons are. The fire button is right there. This is your plus arrow. This is your minus arrow. Now why is it like that? This is a water resistant, shock resistant mod. And how I've been showing it off is when we talk about people breaking mods, I literally take my atomizer off and chuck it across the parking lot onto asphalt. Pick it up, put the atomizer on, and it works. It is water resistant. I've taken a shower with this thing and it works perfectly fine. Let's get into the display screen. Now it's going to be a little blurry on there, I apologize. You have a battery bar on that side. You have your resistance, and then I'm in temp mode, so it's going to show the temperature. I have it set to 450, and then the wattage. Plus and minus, simply turn it up and down, and it'll go all the way from 0 to 50, and it does wrap around. If you hold it down, it will scroll, and it scrolls pretty quickly. Let's turn it back up there. So we got it back up to 50. The fire button simply actuates it. Now, temp control mode, if I hold this down, you're going to see the wattage start dropping because I had partially dried out my coil before I started this. So let's get some juice on there. Let's vape it and go back up so we can talk about the temp control side for just a moment. So let's get some juice in there. Now, I do have Ni200 build on this. It is spaced. You have to have your coil spaced for temp control build. It doesn't like to read microcoils. I did try test firing it on absolutely clean dry cotton. Works perfectly fine. Temp control settings do work. And what it'll try to do is it will fire whatever coil you have on there at as high as it can up to the limit you've set it at without going over that temperature. And when I'm running in temp control mode, I have yet to get a dry hit because it will turn the power down to the point where nothing comes out. In temp control mode, your coil has to be between 0.1 and 1.0 ohms. It'll go up to the 50 watts, and it has a 16 amp limit. Okay, so let's go back down to the desk and let's talk about Canthal mode now. So I'm going to take off my temp control atomizer, which happens to be the Magma right there with the Ni200 build in it. And I'm just going to grab a tank. This is the Crown tank by Uwell. It's got a 0.5 head in it. We're going to throw this on and we'll show you what happens. I'm screwing it on right now. So when you change your atomizer, you press the button and it's going to say new coil up, same coil down. So this is a new coil, so I'm going to press the plus sign. It's going to go through, and as soon as I fire it once or twice, it'll realize we're not in temp control mode, and it's switched back over to wattage mode. So let's go back up. Now, In wattage mode, it will definitely perform like it's supposed to. It will throw the voltage it is. The regulation is good on it. Again, 16 amp limit. It will take in between a 0.16 to 2 ohm addy. So you have a large, wide array of different atomizers and tanks you can put on it there. 16 amp limit. 50 watts feels like 50 watts, so it's doing it correctly. Let's go back down to the desk one more time. So since this is a water resistant mod, one thing that a lot of people worry about is the gap in between whatever atomizer they have attached and the body of the mod. Well, since it's water resistant, you couldn't really have a floating pin or anything like that, so they actually came up with a kind of ingenious idea. Your top cap here, which has an O-ring to seal it, unscrews. I'm going to take it all the way off so that everything in there is sealed. So what you do is you take your tank to get that nice flush look, you screw it down all the way onto the top cap, and then you screw the top cap onto the mod. So you have that nice flush look, and it's still water resistant. Now, being who I am, I did stress test this. Taking it for a one lap in the pool caused the mod to malfunction. It is water resistant, not waterproof. I put it in a bag of rice and it came right back working. So please keep in mind, water resistant, not waterproof. Don't take it for a swim, but I use it almost every day in the shower. So it will definitely shrug off water like there's no problem. We have chucked it 20 yards across the parking lot. We've thrown this thing around like a football. Impact resistance is no big deal on it. It just works. Let's go back up. Now, the only things to remember, so I just took off this to show you how the top adjustment works. Every time you change your tank or your atomizer and you press that first power button, get in a habit of pressing the power button right as you put it on, because it will want to read the coil setting. So again, this mod that you've seen me vaping on here has been in a pool. It's been in showers daily. It's just a workhorse. It's been chucked across the parking lot. I do have a scratch on the bottom cap from where it hit like that on asphalt. It's a scratch from throwing it 20 yards across the parking lot. I'm definitely, you know, you've heard of bulletproof mods. This mod is damn near life-proof. Really enjoyable vape, and the great part is I've checked a couple of different brick and mortars. It's extremely reasonable in the pricing. The textured rubber feel of it, I looked at it and I'm like, that's going to feel weird at first, because I'm used to, you know, metal in my hand, stuff like, and this is kind of, it's actually fairly sturdy and you get a good grip on it. And even though first look the buttons don't pop out to you, they're exactly where you need them to be. I make all my adjustments with my pinky and I finger fire or thumb fire. It's comfortable either hand, either way. So for all of you active people out there that are looking for a little more durable mod that can hold up to your life, or if you just want a great low-cost temp control mod that works, the Invader Mini's a perfect mod for you. Now, for wholesale, of course, you can get these through Vape Pro Supply. Most of the local brick and mortars I've been to have this. If yours doesn't, ask them why they're not using Vape Pro Supply. as a wholesaler. See you again next time.